Hey everybody, welcome to Ray's Gym. Today I just want to go over a few quick things um, for those of you who are just getting started off, and just some little tips on how to get started off. Some good ideas you can follow that help make things easier for you. So one of the things I've been asked before in the past is diet, of course. Um, Anything you do physical, whether it's a sport or exercise or biking, whatever it is, always requires a diet that's going to support whatever it is you're doing, whatever physical activity that you're doing. And so, a lot of times, what I tell people is to start off easy. And so, and what I mean by that is nowadays there's so much stuff out there on TV and these commercials about all these crazy number diets and all these low carb diets. It could get really confusing sometimes. And so, what I mean by taking it easy, start off easy, is first of all, you know what you're eating, you know what you're doing wrong. You know if you're eating too much pizza throughout the week or cheeseburgers, going out to lunch, during your work hour, during work, eating fast food, drinking too many sodas. You know what you're doing wrong. Okay, so you can start by doing that. You can start by cutting back on the sodas, cutting back on the fast food, cutting back on going out for lunch and things of that nature. It's easy just to start off with. Just start doing that. Um, so so by doing that, just by cutting off your fast food intake, your sugar intake for sodas, things of that nature, you're gonna start to see a difference. Okay, you're gonna see a difference pretty quickly. Actually, your body's gonna react. It's gonna react by losing weight. Okay, um, but also, if you do want to start exercising and you want to start putting on some muscle, you need to start eating accordingly. So you need to start eating some kind of meat, some kind of protein, some kind of something that has amino acids in it. Amino acids is a protein builder. You're going to want your carbohydrates. You need to have complex carbohydrates. Carbohydrates is a natural source of energy, and so that's where. So when you eat your carbohydrates, you use your carbohydrates to push you through a workout or push you through whatever sport you're playing. So there's a reason why some athletes who run marathons, 26 miles, they'll eat a huge plate of pasta the night before, 2 nights before, however they eat, because they need those carbohydrates. They need those carbohydrates for energy. They don't starve themselves. A lot of these athletes eat more than anybody, because they're feeding their body according to the way they train, to whatever sport they play, perform in. And so to start off, let's just start off easy. Okay, start off easy. Cut back on fast food. Cut back on sodas. Like I said, you know what you're doing wrong. Let's cut back on that, and start upping your protein intake. Start upping your vegetable intake. Cut back on your carbohydrates just a little bit, and then once in a while, it's okay to have a craving. It's okay to have that cheeseburger once in a while, or pizza slices once in a while. It's okay. I mean, we're human. We're not robots. It's okay to do that, but you can't do it every time. You can't do it every time. You know what I used to do back in the day is when I was on a steady Monday through Friday schedule, had weekends off, or I would stay clean Monday through Friday. I go to work, come home, go to the gym, eat, and that was pretty much my routine until the weekend. Then go say Friday night. Okay, it's Friday night. Yeah, I'm gonna have a beer. I'm gonna have a pizza or something like that. I'm gonna feed that craving, of course. And then then you go back onto your routine the week after that, and you keep carrying on. And it is hard to start off at first, but eventually it gets easy. And eventually you want it. You're gonna want to continue it. And so, and what happens is that when you do feed your craving, you eat healthy all week long or so. You exercise. You've been exercising. Here comes the weekend. You go to a barbecue or something like that. You have a few drinks. You have some burgers and stuff like that. The next day, you're gonna feel a little guilty, which is great, because you're gonna go to the gym. You're gonna run. You're gonna work out. You're gonna do whatever it is you're gonna do because you feel guilty, and you're gonna feel better about yourself. But also, you're feeding that craving as well. So it's important. It's important to keep that in mind, that it's okay to have these cravings. You just can't feed them every day. You know what you're doing wrong. Cut back on what you're doing. sodas, fast food, pizzas, whatever it is, not enough exercise, not enough vegetables, things like that, and to get started. Now later on, as you progress, now if you want to start taking numbers, you want to start measuring out your proteins and your vegetables, your carbohydrates, then so be it. Then do it. Do it according to how you're training. If you're if you're a jogger, I don't know how joggers eat, but do the research and figure out how to eat like a jogger, or somebody who plays football or soccer, somebody who lifts weights and wants to build muscle. There's certain foods to help you along with those sports or those activities that'll help you improve and get better and better as you progress. So keep it easy, simple and easy, and just and also too is you need to learn the basics when it comes to training. So one thing I've noticed throughout the years is that there's, in my opinion, there's not a whole lot of big guys in the gym anymore. And I feel the reason why is because most people don't have, or most guys, they don't know the basics. They don't take time to learn. And so what I always tell people is that lifting weights, training, bodybuilding, you call it whatever you want. Call it whatever you want. It's a sport. And just like any other sport, you have to learn the basics. So if you're playing a basketball or football, there's a basics to bouncing a ball, dribbling the ball, shooting the ball, throwing a football, swinging a baseball bat, kicking a soccer ball. There's basics to every sport. And so when it comes to training, there's also basics you got to learn as well. The hard part though about training when it comes to building muscles is that there's a basic for every body part. There's a basic for every muscle group you have. And it takes time. And I feel that most people don't want to take the time to learn. And so they never do. And they just go to these gyms and they just pick up weight and start moving it around and they get nowhere. And so you have to learn the basics. You have to educate yourself on how these things work. And so that's what I'm trying to do with these videos, is trying to educate you as well on how to get started and how to build these basics. And once you learn the basics, you'll just progress and progress and progress. After that, you'll see results faster, more often, and so keep that in mind. I mean, pick up any kind of information you can. I mean, all this information is out there now, especially now with the internet. When I was growing up as a kid, my dad was really big into weightlifting, and he would get Muscle and Fitness magazine. That's all we had back then, Muscle Fitness magazine, and that's back in the early '90s, late '80s, and so everything I learned was from magazines and books. Occasionally, you might find a DVD video somewhere about training, and so that's where I picked up a lot of the stuff from, and also from my dad too. He taught me a lot of basics. But all this information is out there. It's free. You don't have to pay somebody, a bunch of money a month for them to tell you this stuff. It's all out there. So it's free. It's easy to find. And so, and just be aware also. There's so much new stuff out there. That's one thing I've noticed as well, is that there's so much. It seems like every few months or so, maybe once a year or so, there's always like some celebrity trainer or somebody who comes out with some brand new diet, something, some new workout routine, and what I've seen throughout the years is that the only thing that's ever changed when it comes to exercising, dieting, training is the terminology. That's all that's changed, is the terminology. Like I was saying, is every so often some doctor or some trainer, celebrity comes out with a new term, whether it's HIIT training or Tabata training or P90X or whatever it is. It's all the same stuff. It's all circuit training. That's what we used to call it back in the day, circuit training or HIIT training, high intensity interval training. It's all the same stuff. So same thing with diets. A lot of these diets you hear about, it's all about sugar. It's all about glucose and carb, low carb diets and stuff like that. It's all about sugar. It's all carbohydrates. It's all about sugar. And so, but they just come out with a different name for sugar every time. So it's all the same stuff. Nothing's changed except for the terminology. So try not to get caught up in all that stuff. Every time you hear, well, I'm gonna try this diet this time. I'm gonna try this diet. whatever you do for a diet or however you eat, it needs to be compatible with your lifestyle. So what you have to understand is that if you jump on one of these fad diets, and see, let's say you lose, a bunch of weight really quick, 15, 20 pounds in a few months time. Now you have to maintain that. You have to maintain that weight. So whatever diet you did, you need to be able to maintain that diet for forever. As long as you live, I guess. Or because you can't just starve yourself of carbohydrates and lose a bunch of weight because you're not eating carbohydrates, and then okay, you lose 30 pounds, and then you start eating carbohydrates again, you're just gonna blow right back up. Because once you starve yourself of anything, when you starve yourself of a carbohydrate, for example, your body needs that carbohydrate for energy. And what happens is that your body will take energy from somewhere else in your body, so it'll start taking protein out of your muscles for energy. And one thing I've seen in the past, back in the mid '90s and stuff, when the Atkins diet was really popular, was that these people would do it, starve themselves with carbohydrates, and I would see them, and like I said, it would take away their protein out of their muscles as well, and you would just see them just saggy, like their skin's just sagging off their bones because they have nothing. And now what happens is, as soon as you start eating carbohydrates again, your body's been starved of it for so long that it's going to hang on to all those carbohydrates because it needs it. So hang on to every bit of that carbohydrate, and you're going to blow right back up, just as big, if not bigger, than you did the first time. So keep in mind, whatever diet you do, it has to be practical to your lifestyle. It has to be something you can maintain. Okay, and so that's why I'm not a big fan of shortcuts. A lot of people I've talked to you before in the past, they talk about, well, they have this superfood at the store where it's just a shake. You mix it up with water, and it's a day's worth of vegetables. If that's the route you want to go, and if you could afford to do it, if you could afford it, you could do it all the time, then so be it. But one thing I always tell people, if this is something that you really want to do, if this is the lifestyle you want to live, you want to maintain, just do the work. Eat the vegetables. Eat your proteins. Do the work. Do your exercising. Do your dieting correctly. Do the work. Don't stop trying to find all these shortcuts, because if this is not just something you do for a couple weeks or a couple months and you're done, this is a lifestyle. Earlier, I actually one of the videos I made before, I was on a cable machine. I was on vacation. I was in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee on vacation, and the hotel had a gym, and I did my workout, and I was like, wow, this is a really nice cable machine. Let me work out. So it doesn't matter, just because you're on vacation doesn't mean you have to stop. Go for a walk, go for a hike, or something. But whatever you do, just make sure that your lifestyle or your diet is compatible with your lifestyle, and that it can maintain compatible for a long time. So anyways, I just wanted to go over a few things, just go over those few things with you guys. I hope you learned something. Please, if you ever have any questions, comments, or anything like that, please feel free to share. I'm open to everything and anything. So I'll be back again with some more. Thanks for watching. Take care of yourselves, and we'll see you again soon. All right. Have a good night. Bye.